All right, welcome to the Fitness After 40 podcast. I'm your host, Josh Proch, and today we are going to talk to you guys a little bit about why your body thrives on movement. But before we get into that, just a couple things here in the gym. We've been incorporating our new system for training, which is going really well. We've got everyone with their own binders, with their own workouts, notes, all kinds of stuff like that in there. And it just basically we've taken what we've been doing with our programming and just made it better and made it so that we're able to give a better coaching experience and things like that. So you guys that are members that are listening, I hope you guys are enjoying it. And I hope, after a few weeks of doing it, you see the benefit of why we made these changes and everything like that too, in your body and how you're feeling and your strength and everything like that. We also, this next week, we are, Tammy and I and Kevin and the girls, Kristen, Lauren, and Morgan that work the front desk, we're all taking a family vacation here. So we will be closed in the middle of the day from 12 to 4. But we will be open regular hours, regular training. It's not going to affect anything like that. Those are just kind of our open, we're open, we don't have sessions. So, but yeah, kind of looking forward, just getting a little break, getting recharged and getting back in here and back at it. So, we've also throw out to here for you guys. We were talking about getting, our Christmas party here coming up in December. We'll get you more details on that, but, so look for that to come. But yeah, we're working on getting that planned and everything. So yeah, for today, I just want to talk to you guys about why it's important to move and get movement every day. Whether it is inside the gym, just getting outside, taking a walk, things like that. And movement, it's essential for life, but our lifestyle really promotes us to be sedentary. And our typical day, we're sitting in a car, commuting to work, sit at our desk 8 to 10 hours, and then back in the car to get home, pick the kids up, run around, drop them off at activities, sit in the car reading or watching them play their activity or whatever. And then at the end of the night, it's kind of just like crashing on the couch to, scroll through your phone, watch something on TV or in bed or whatever. And as we kind of unwind, and we really don't get a lot of activity. I mean, there might be walking the dog and things like that, but that's about it, really. So when we have this lack of movement, that's what causes a lot of aches and pains for people, and your body's actually getting hurt from not moving. And then sometimes that can be compounded when you go into exercising and things like that, from sitting all day long and poor posture and things like that. But really, when we see a lot of back injuries, we see a lot of shoulder stuff, knee stuff, ankle stuff, it all comes from a lack of movement. And back pain, probably the worst thing that people can do is sit. And the stress that gets placed on the low back from sitting for long periods of time is relatively high, especially if the posture's poor and things like that. So, it's not always the activity that's creating the injuries and the aches and pains. It's the inactivity in the sedentary lifestyle. And unfortunately, it takes more than coming in and working out a couple times a week. We need regular activity every day for a decent part of the day. So, as much as you can get up and down from your desk, walk around, things like that, that's all going to help. It's this lack of movement is also why when we get hurt when we try to be weekend warriors and go out and ski or play pickup basketball or pickleball or even golf. I mean, we see a lot of back injuries from golf, and it's people, they sit all day and then they go out and they start swinging a club, and the golf swing is a relatively violent move on the low back. And if your body's not in shape for that, and you've been sitting and everything all day, and then you go out there, you're asking a lot of your back to swing that club. So, and then the other thing is doing yard work. We're coming into time of year where a lot of the yard work's winding down, but we're getting into where we're raking leaves and dragging them and all that sort of stuff. So, it's common to see, some back issues, elbow issues, things like that from doing the yard work. So, we just want to get ourselves up and get ourselves moving more. And as we age, we get stiffer and we don't move as well, and everything. And that kind of naturally happens, but it doesn't have to be to the extent. If we would just get up and move, we would maintain that movement. And the only reason people lose the ability to move is because they stop moving in those patterns and begin spending most of their day sitting. And when that movement's no longer performed, the deconditioning and the poor ability to move in whatever pattern it is what we see happen, which then that'll lead to pain in the movement, which leads further into like a fear of moving because the movement hurts. And then the nervous system basically looks at that and it sends a signal to stop or restrict the movement from happening, which will again lead to a lack of muscle strength to perform the movement. And finally, we end up with a fear or lack of movement leading to decreased health and injury down the road. So it's kind of just like it kind of can spiral from there. So we need to keep moving. We need to move in all movement patterns and things like that. So, a lot of people, they start working out because they want to get to a certain size, or they want to get some muscle definition or things like that. But fitness is really more than just being a certain dress size or lifting a certain amount of weight. It's having the ability to move well throughout life and keeping your body healthy. And, it'll give you the ability to get up and down off the floor and play with your kids and your grandkids and, play ball with your grandkids and everything like that, and just be active and enjoy them and things like that. So just wanted to let you guys think about that, or talk to you guys about that a little bit, and just find ways to get more movement in. Get your workouts in the gym anywhere from 2 to 4 days a week is what we recommend for most people. Get out and walk every day, 30 minutes minimum. Some mobility stuff, something we're actually working on, is having some mobility routines of the week that we can drop into like a member's site for things for you to do at home. So we're working on that. Probably won't have that ready until like the first of the year, but it is something that we're working on. So, but yeah, basically movement's life and life's movement. And if you use it, you'll never lose it. So, I hope you guys enjoyed that, and talk to you guys here next week. Thank you for listening to this episode. If you enjoyed it, be sure to subscribe to our podcast on Apple Podcasts and rate and review us.